morning, good morning. Today I want to answer a question that came in from Kainoa on YouTube. Thanks for submitting your question. And he asks about what I do other than jiu-jitsu to help my jiu-jitsu. So there's a lot of things that people do. Generally it is either weight training, cardio training, or flexibility training. I would say those are the three most common things people do to improve their jiu-jitsu outside of jiu-jitsu. It's hard to do all three of those unless you're a full-time athlete that has all day to devote to your training. But for people that work like myself, we have to choose what we do. And what I choose to do now outside of jiu-jitsu is yoga, because I want to maintain or increase my flexibility. As you age, that's one thing that tends to leave you, and I want to maintain that as much as possible. Definitely having flexibility allows you to have more fluid jiu-jitsu, but perhaps more importantly, it is a method of injury prevention. So if you're flexible, you're not going to be hurt when somebody drops their weight on you or extends your limb a little larger, a little bigger angle than you might be comfortable with. And also, I just think yoga feels good. And unlike jiu-jitsu, yoga schools tend to have a lot of times available, maybe a lot of different classes. And you might have this preconceived notion of what yoga is, and you might not like it, but I just want to draw to your attention that there are many different types of yoga. And for example, the types that I like are Bikram yoga, also known as hot yoga. It's kind of the generic term. That's probably my favorite style. Also, I like vinyasa, which is a little more movement-based. And I'm also getting into acro yoga. That's a really fun way to practice with somebody else. Great way to develop body awareness. And all those three types of yoga that I just mentioned are only three of many different types, are all very different. So just because you went to one class and might not have had the best experience, try a different one with a different teacher or a different style. I think yoga is an excellent way of training your breath, training your posture, improving your flexibility, and it's also, I think it's good for your head. Whenever you go into the jiu-jitsu school or the yoga school, you leave everything at the door and you just focus on your training, and I think that's a healthy way to train. Now, some of you might be saying, I'm not interested in yoga. I want to work on my strength, and that's valid. It all depends on what you need, what your body needs, what you're lacking, and it's always a challenge to balance strength and flexibility. The more muscles you put on, the less flexible you're likely to be. I can't tell you how many big, strong guys that I train with, their shoulders are so tight because they have so much muscle. So just be careful. The more muscle you put on, you're sacrificing flexibility. And flexibility is very important. So if you're already flexible, maybe you want to put on some more muscle. Now, if you are going to do some strength training, there's many options that you have. Some people like to go to CrossFit. Some people go to a regular gym. What I feel is the best method is kettlebells. First of all, not only you can do it on your own, just watch some YouTube videos to learn the correct body mechanics. Of course, it's always better if you have a trainer. But kettlebells, you're not sitting confined in a machine. You're using your own body to balance the weight that is only on one side of your body in most cases, and it's just a fantastic way to work your whole body rather than working isolated points, which you might be working isolated muscles, which you might be working in a regular gym. So that's my take. Of course, there's plenty of other things you can do: swimming, surfing, paddleboarding. All those kinds of activities are excellent. I'm curious, what do you do outside of your jiu-jitsu training that you feel has a carryover to jiu-jitsu. We can't all do it all, and we're not all interested in doing everything. But for me, right now, jiu-jitsu and yoga make a great combination. How about you guys? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you next time.